What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 43 of my Total Warhammer 3 Ikit Claw Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, while we have begun the preparation for the end, which is coming in 9 turns, so many an orc and dwarf will be fought, we have also started to declare war on those factions that we will be inevitably fighting anyway. In this particular case, it is the Crooked Moon faction. We have destroyed a couple of their armies, and are hopefully going to destroy a few more, and maybe even fortify these locations before Karazakarak spawns, and before these orcs inevitably start marching down here. And the unfortunate aspect of this is that we probably can't fortify north enough and before they spawn a bunch of armies, i.e. even if we take Karakdron and Karazakarak for example, these places are not going to be well defended. We can't get all the way to Mount Gunbad and build defenses in time. The problem with that is that if these guys spawn like 8 stacks or whatever, they will start moving down this way, i.e. they will have the possibility of attacking Black Crag, Black Iron Mine, Karak Azul, etc, all this stuff. So we'll need to keep that in mind and try to fight them off here. But anyway, in terms of what we have to do this turn, there's obviously the building, as we do have a lot to do that. We have to join these armies together here. And I believe we still have to attack with Metable at this little Reichland territory, yes. Metable, away you go. Pyrrhic victory, you say? Honestly, this doesn't seem like it's worth fighting, and they don't have any other armies nearby, do they? Let me just double check here. They just have Karl. Nah, you know what? Let's just auto-resolve this one. We'll probably heal up to more or less full anyway. Let's do that. We will loot and occupy it, because it's pointless to sack, because this used to be our territory before it was their territory. And, and now it's just Karl alone out here. Hopefully somebody will kill him for us, like Vlad maybe. He will, I'm sure, build up another army and move down here, but now we have this place shored up, and Metable will be waiting around, seeing if any new armies come in. And then, of course, once we declare war on Vlad again, which is, of course, inevitable, we will be going after him there. Now, there's probably... And we do want to take Erengrad as fast as possible as well. You know what, we'll have to deal with some of the undercities, but let's do that in a second here. First, I want these two armies to join into one army, so... let's move them out, let's say... it doesn't really matter where. I mean, we could start sending them out here to Ogrul Migdal if we wanted to. Khemri probably also needs to be fought, but probably not right now. We'll need to probably keep at least one of these armies to defend against the 50 billion stacks that the dwarfs spawn, and frankly, Morphific's army is probably not going to be super great at that, but oh well, what can you do? You know what, let's probably move up this way instead then. Let's go here. And as far as we... oh, I probably should have used March, whatever, doesn't matter. And then you go here. Alrighty, then what we'll want to do is swap the Skaven slaves for the clan rats that we built for this army in particular. We don't want the Tuskor chariots here anymore. We want 2 units of Jezzails, because 3 are going to our assassin army. We want the 2 death globes. We want the warp lightnings, the doom flayers as well. Which means we need to get 3 more units out of here. Oh, wow. We could go 2 less clan rats. We could go 1 less poison wind and 2 less clan rats, for example. And then over time we replace the clan rats with more doom wheel, or not doom wheels, doom flayers, damn it. A little bit heavy on the range here, as the clan rats probably won't be able to hold too long, but that's why we have the doom flayers to shore up the weaknesses in our line. I'm kind of tempted to put a couple warp grinders in this army, but I feel like we need the melee more. Like, we could go just 3 clan rats instead of the warp grinders. I mean, replace them with the warp grinders. Does that actually help this army? I'm just thinking specifically against the dwarves. It can certainly force them to stand still, but the warp grinders are very, very vulnerable as well. You know what, maybe not a horrible idea. Let's do 2 warp grinders. Like so. Alrighty, that will mean that you have a tiny melee line, but then you can use your seismic snare to hopefully force dwarfs to stand still while the poison winds and the death globes kill them. And that's the plan anyway. If anything, this army actually now needs a couple of warlock engineers, as they would benefit a fairly decent amount of this, or at least one warlock engineer. Maybe we just keep one warp grinder and then replace it with a engineer. Man, I originally built these clan rats specifically to go here, and it, yeah, that really didn't quite work out. You have Boom Master, don't you, Morphific? Yeah, so we should keep the Plague Claws and the Warp Lightnings here. It's a lot of range, but not surprising. If anything, we're probably better off just straight up replacing these clan rats with the warp fire throwers. It'll be a little bit too similar to some of our other armies, but it'll still be a Doomflayer heavy army, which was the main goal here. And we can replace a few more units with more Doomflayers. I like the Regiment of Renown of Doomflayers, for example. And the special Doomflayer as well. Yeah, alright. Well, we'll deal with that later. In the meantime, Cyprus, you, I believe, are no longer needed here, so we can march you all the way up north. I should have actually gone by the road. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, you need to go and transfer these Warplog Jezzails, and I don't really care what you do with your clan rats. I'd love to delete you. You have a long way to go to get to Metable, actually. Huh, you know what? I'm actually now wondering, would it be faster to global recruit 3 Jezzails with Metable instead? The problem is they'd be recruited at tier at rank 3, whereas we could transfer them at max rank, which is pretty damn good. Plus, I suppose if this army needs to stop on by anywhere, but this thing is costing us like 4,000 gold per turn just to do that. The Jezzails will level up themselves over time. The only problem with that is we're probably about to do a bunch of global recruiting anyway. Like, these guys need to recruit at least 4 poison winds. In which case this will be filled up, and these guys take a long time to recruit. Still a lot of money to be saved, though. You know what? I'll think about it. I'll think about it next turn. Delay, delay, delay. Alrighty, well, let's see what else we need to do this turn. Throts still can't move. Damn that damn Skaven plague. And the rest of you guys are good. Let's go buildings. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Wasteland, we still have something here? Oh, right, Grossel. Yeah, that's fine. And we're in exploitative planning. Let's get more money out of this place, and it's already generating 3.6k, looking like it's going to go to 4k. And gonna be a very nice territory. Western Badlands, yes, lots of new stuff to build here, so... Oh, yeah, we gotta fortify this place, assuming that the Bloody Hands are gonna spawn around Ekrund. Definitely gotta focus down those, or focus on those walls, and getting them up and running properly. And Blightwater, you're one of our newer territories. We definitely need walls at Krad Tommen. And Misty Mountain, same thing goes for you. Don't really care about the growth building, but whatever. Carrick Asgal, yeah, we need to wall everything up. Just about everything we can wall, that's what needs to be walled. Because the enemies are going to be everywhere, and we don't know how far they're going to spread out. I'd rather not risk all these nice new territories. Also, this should be making quite a lot of money afterwards. In a little bit. Also, we got Queek coming in next turn, so that'll be nice as well. Crooked Fang Fort. Now, you are sort of a pseudo-military hub here. I say pseudo because we're probably going to transfer the military hub eventually to, like, the Fortress of Vorag or something. But for now, stay as you are. We will, however, need to get the wall here immediately. And I'd love to upgrade the warp turbine plant. I'd do it. It's not that expensive right now. Spite Peak, wall, and growth. Well, we don't actually need the growth. Oh, you know what? Rather than the growth, go for the rubbish pit, just for the recruitment reduction. That's fine. Alrighty, Northern Grey Mountains. Blackstone Post is ready for an upgrade. Sure. Why not? Next up, Martech, yes, please. More trade goods, we need those. Bell Foundry, yes. 8 Peaks, yes, okay, this place is just it's absolutely critical we don't lose this. So we're building up the walls. We do want growth, but I'm not entirely sure that we want growth here, mostly because there's other things to get. A single warp turbine plant would be really helpful. On the other hand, it's otherwise going to take a long time to get to the Plundered Dwarven Treasury. Now, you know what, I guess we gotta go for the Black Corn, because it will give growth in addition. In fact, it'll give more growth than the breeding pit, in addition to, obviously, the food. Alright, Black Corn it is, and then we'll finish this place up with a warp turbine. It'll also mean that this place will never have the bonus to control building. Which may be problematic, especially since neither of these two things seem to increase our control. It might actually mean that we need to replace either the breeding pit or the scrap heap. Most likely the scrap heap, because this place can't generate units anyway. Alrighty, you know what? I think we'll need to put a basic Taskmaster's platform there. Did I delete a Taskmaster's platform there before? Yeah, well, whatever. Alrighty, next up, Land of Assassins, Wizard Caliph's Palace, ready for an upgrade. And Death Pass. And Black Crag, that is you. Okie dokie. So first of all, Gold Mine, first and foremost. We're also going to keep the arsenal and stuff here for now, so that we can recruit stuff for the oncoming assault. Iron Rock, definitely gonna have iron as well as walls, and then here we have to go growth for now. We'll replace the growth later on with a Taskmaster's platform or something else, or a generator. Alrighty, Black Blood Pass, rather, Hell Pit. Continue building, please. And ooh, we can get the depths of the pit. It's food, it's control, it's upkeep reduction, yeah, fine. It's also ludicrously expensive. Now, Fortress of Vorag, you know, we'll build the walls. We actually can't build the walls here. We'll build the Rattling Warrens here. And we'll build the walls next turn. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go for the Taskmaster's platform. We'll try to upgrade you. Most likely Ashridge Mountains and Bone Gulch will be destroyed to Imric, because he's got a force right beside them. So we're not likely to keep those, so we won't be spending money on him. Needling, Wurtbad, etc. Let's upgrade Wurtbad to the next level. Needling, you can have a basic wall, and let's upgrade your cheap growth. Misty Hills, Black Pit, wall up and running. Relatively cheap, and we'll ignore the rest. Middenland and... damn. We have a lot of territories. You know what? Ignore Middenland. Don't ignore Southern World's Edge Mountains. We need these places walled up. So Sump Pit, yes to the walls. Black Iron Mine, yes to the walls. And I guess growth. Wait. Nah, we can't build the walls of Caracas. Alright, so get the growth there. And get the growth here. And that's almost all our money. Southern Badlands, Stormhenge. What's the likelihood that this place gets attacked? It exists, but we're not going to, well, I guess, build those walls there yet. Black Tower of Arcan, El Kelbad, Zandri. These places are relatively safe for now. And I do mean relatively because, once again, the dwarfs are coming. We just don't have the money to build everything we want. Alrighty, it certainly seems like it's a decent reason to... oh, also collect the income. I was just talking about money. You know what? Let's go through this stuff. Let's see what needs to be income collected. This is dropping in control, and we don't really care about the wooded territories. Land of the Dervishes, though. Nah, you know what? I feel like it's better that we allow this place to grow a little bit before we collect the income here. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Honestly, the same kind of goes for the Great Desert of Araby right now, but obviously it'll be making money eventually. In fact, that'll be fairly soon. So just leave it as it is. Alrighty, Troll Country, we can ignore Telebeckland. You were just conquered, or at least part of this was just conquered. Let's leave it alone for now. Talzin, you're okay. Shifting Sands, Bagar will probably be getting decent amounts of cash, but obviously we can't control it now. Mordheim, same goes for you. Gisero, Northern Sylvania. I mean, nah, just leave it alone. Most likely Vlad will probably retake those places. Collect income from Barak Var, though, especially as this place will be generating good cash. The Oak can't be controlled in that manner. Vidrioth, Axbite Pass, and then Fort Saul. There we go. That's all the buildings and that's all of our cash. And I believe that means that we're ready to end the turn. I do imagine Skarsnik is going to be coming for us, possibly with several armies here. I'm almost tempted. Wait, can you move into March stance? I don't know whether we can reach Carrick Drawn here. We went into ambush. Oh, well, I guess we went into the ambush in the hopes that if this guy was for example, to go into, to try to jump, or if he were to, oh wait, he's not going to move down here to Iron Rock. Yeah, okay, so what we'll do then is go to regular stance and follow him. Because he won't go for Iron Rock, because, yeah, Upside is blocking him. I'm glad I looked here. Alrighty, well, let's end the turn. And let's see about this situation. Also, wait 1 second. We need to remember to pop the 13th scheme as soon as we have the ability to... well, not have the ability to do so, rather. So much as... when the enemy pops up. We do have some trade agreements, possibly. I mean, we can trade with the Court of Libaras, but I don't see why we would bother. They actually kind of like us, funnily enough. Nah. Khemri, Court of Libaras, Aghole... Aghole? Okay, that's basically, yeah, we'll do that. And, the Caravan of Blue Roses. You know what? I don't want to be fighting them right now. Maybe eventually, but not right now. So let's do this. Let's go non-aggression pact.
I am in need of more husks for my home.
Like so. He's fighting Grimgor, while we'll be fighting Grimgor too, so he should be pretty happy about it. And then Aghole, we can do the same thing. Do we care about the military axes in the non-aggression pact? They're not actually allied or vassalized by anyone, and most likely they'll die. Let's just take their money.
Done.
There we go, and that'll actually allow us to build a little more. Even if that's annoying. Actually, how much would the Court of Libaras give us for a trade agreement?
When I sit on my throne, you can
if they weren't fighting Wintertooth, I'd do this, but since they are fighting Wintertooth, we may not want to. I mean, Wintertooth is a military ally, so they're not likely to hate us for doing this. And then again, we do want to declare war on Khalida eventually. Yeah, let's hold off on that. As tempting as it might be. Everybody else is looking okay. Broken Axe, Ecstatic Legions. We could pop the defensive agreement with you if we wanted to, but meh. Let's leave that alone for now. Okay, now we're nearly ready to end the turn. Yeah, I did warn you guys that there would be quite a lot of admin leading up to the end, of course, because, well, there's a lot of preparation to make. And where can we spend the tiny amount of money we got that was extra? I remember there were a few territories that we couldn't quite build stuff that... Okay, fine, do it this way. Oh, like so. It's not Land of the Dervishes, although we could... You know what, just upgrade you. It's not Ostermark, Talbek Land, Troll Country. I think we might not have enough money to upgrade the stuff we want anyway. Black Pit, Karoberg. Yeah, you know what? Let's go Barak de Wazbeg. And, we can't afford that. But I guess we can afford the growth, if nothing else. Alrighty. Well then, now we can finally end the turn. I imagine that Skarsnik is going to attack here together with Ublug, but... regardless of the fact that that happened, well, you're probably going to run away. But anyway. We don't really care about Sniven dying. And more importantly, this will probably hurt Skarsnik's army sufficiently so that... what is this? Alright, Imrik, if he had artillery, I would have fought this just to destroy the artillery, but let's just leave it alone. Yeah, if we damage Skarsnik's army enough, the good thing about that will be the fact that we can then move in with Obside or whichever other little army is there to capitalize on his weakness. And yes, indeed, he's going to attack this. Now, we probably... yeah, valiant defeat, no doubt. Let's see how badly we can hurt the army. And the ideal goal here is just to destroy as many units as we can before our units die. And you're the only one on the field for now. I'm not going to waste food for this, though. Let's get back up to green, if we can. Alright, here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Skarsnik with his full stack and in normal stance as well. He has a lot of stone trolls, which are obviously going to be problematic, and same thing goes for the various pump wagons, which should be pretty good at killing tons and tons of clan rats. Obviously, once again, the goal is to kill as many of his units as we possibly can before our meager forces rout. Honestly, if our ogre army wasn't in march stance, I'd be confident that we could win this, but right now, our only good units, like, it's just a bunch of garbage clan rats, which aren't going to do anything to stone trolls at all. And our only good units are the saber tusks and the ogres, all of which are in march stance, so they don't really stand much of a chance. But oh well, let's see what we can manage. Now, unfortunately, Mutant here... Wait, that's not Mutant, that's Sniven. I'm used to Mutant being out all alone. Mutant was deployed as far away as possible, and the idea here was to try to allow some room for our army once they moved onto the field to actually get battle lines going. Not quite effective, but at the very least, he did, and by he I mean Mutant, distract the enemy for a little while. And it looks like our ogres are going to join the fray immediately. There is an isolated unit of night goblins here, though Skarsnik has now moved in to help. And at the very least, I think the night goblins should be destroyed. We've also used our summon of clan rats via the menace below on top of the single enemy goblin rock lobber, which was targeting our, or at least it was trying to target, I should say, our units as they arrived on the field. And it could have done a lot of damage even with a few volleys, so that menace below is going to be pretty useful. Our saber tusks are going to move in and make sure that it never fires, and it looks like the enemy army has now switched around in terms of the directions that they're facing, and are all going to try to join the fray here. We're a little bit more blobby than we'd like, because it looks like we won't be having enough time to get a proper formation going, but that's okay. Maybe it'll come in handy, since the enemy doesn't appear to have any big spells. If our ogres are protected by piles of clan rats acting as their meat shields, that should sustain them a little bit longer. Though once again, them all being in march stance doesn't really help matters. And damn, this battle seems a lot bigger than I was originally anticipating. I guess because of the massive amounts of clan rats and ogres here, compared to our normal armies, which have a lot of those weapons teams, which don't make for massive blobs of units, kind of turned out to be a neat battle. Huh. Lovely. Alright, now the balance of power is definitely in the enemy's favor. Sniven is either moving off the field or gonna die, but obviously we don't really care about him at all. Over on the flanks, we do have units of stone trolls who are moving out to try to attack our saber tusks, which is definitely not something we want. We are going to give chase to said stone trolls with 2 units of iron guts and a couple of units of clan rats. The goal here, since the stone trolls are the most critical units that the enemy has other than Skarsnik himself, is to have the iron guts and clan rats kill them, or at the very least hold them down while our saber tusks hit them in the back, and then together kill them, and then deprive the enemy army of these units. Pretty bad idea in my opinion to have isolated the stone trolls like this. They did manage to catch one of our units of saber tusks, which in turn went to rampage, and I think the second one did as well, and thus they couldn't get away. But that's okay, as long as they don't run off the field, they will be back. And hopefully our Iron Guts and our Clan Rats manage to pull this off. And it does look like they should have the capability of doing so. It looks like this first unit of Stone Trolls is already below half HP, and our Iron Guts are perfectly fine, even as they are in march stance and very tired. The numbers, at the very least, against these isolated units are starting to tell. We do have 2 units of Skaven Slave Slingers, which we are using on the Night Goblin Archers here to try to knock them out, mostly because there's really nothing in the main battle line that these guys can try to hit. And they're not really doing all that much damage to the Night Goblin Archers, but you know, they're Skaven Slave Slingers. At least they're doing something. And there we go. Now it's just a matter of time as we hopefully try to dish out damage to the enemy battle line, but this is just a matter of trying to hold, once again, for as long as possible while our other units, and damn, look at all those debuffs. Skarsnik's Death Juice, plus the regular poison, and plus Sundered Armor. That's pretty intense. Yeah, that's a significant reduction on the power of those iron guts. Good job, Skarsnik. We also did try to send in our Lord, our Tyrant, to try to fight either Skarsnik or somebody, but he got pretty badly beat up and we did have to back him off. So now he is trying to work on the enemy pump wagons and other single entities that he can reach, hopefully without getting killed by Skarsnik himself. We'll keep the two separated as best we can. And there we go. There we go. Obviously, we do expect our main battle line to actually collapse sooner rather than later, but in the meantime, all of these other units over on the flanks here have managed to destroy those goblin rock lobbers. The saber tusks are going to give chase to these stone trolls, which will die, and then this other stone troll unit shall follow suit as well. So if nothing else, these guys have done their job. Minus the fact that these stone trolls are still fighting out here rather than being in the blob, and they're obviously fairly effective at saber tusks, even surrounded as they are. Alrighty, well, hopefully those guys will rout. In the meantime, our iron guts as well as our clan rats are moving in because they've found another unit of stone trolls to fight and slash distract, because if these guys can be forced to hold the line just like or by themselves, just like these guys did, we can move the rest of our saber tusks around to attack them as well. It looks like our battle line is still holding. It's definitely having a tough time, and it looks like our flank here has just about collapsed. The ogre bulls and the clan rats are done. The one unit of iron guts is trying to hold, but probably in vain by virtue of the sheer number of enemy units attacking them. And that said, it's still going pretty okay, as there's still a very decent amount of units left in the center blob. The balance of power has not actually shifted, but that's now the third, well actually 2 units of stone trolls dead, and a third one will probably follow suit shortly. So at the very least, we're killing their main elite force here. This would be so much easier if the enemy didn't have piles of stone trolls. I think the devs did a good job forcing... I've noticed that orc armies now build stone trolls a lot, and they're quite good by virtue of the fact that they're a lot more tanky. So it makes orc armies in general quite a bit better. And once again, I have noticed that since the AI does build these guys fairly often, especially in combination with black orcs, and makes the orc armies quite a bit more difficult to kill. Anyway, it looks like the rest of our units have moved in from the flank where they no longer need to chase those other units of stone trolls and are going after, in combination, these squig hoppers. And the squig hoppers are basically done for, and the rest of these trolls. Of course, once these guys are overwhelmed, we will leave our saber tusks to chase them down, while the rest of our units here move into the main battle. I wish that this wasn't being fought in the shade here. I mean, it's still visible. It's not like the darkness of some maps, but would prefer it if it was a little bit more visible. Alrighty, on the bright side, one good aspect of the fact that this flank of ours has collapsed, it does mean that our Skaven slave slingers are free to fire on whatever is here without being afraid of doing too much damage to our own units, as otherwise it seems like they do more damage to our own clan rats than they do to the enemy, especially enemies like stone trolls, which is why they're currently targeting the enemy night goblins here as best they can. Otherwise, let's just take a look here, and damn, this battle's already gone on for 7 minutes. One of the longest battles in the campaign already, or in this campaign. And once again, generally, since battles go for about 2 to 3 minutes standard in all factions and all campaigns, this is already quite long. Unexpectedly fun battle, and it looks like the balance of power has actually very, very slightly moved in our favor. It's still not half and half, but I am a little bit more happy with it. Unfortunately, though, we still have to try to bring Skarsnik down, who's perfectly fine, got tons of HP remaining, as well as the giant river troll hag, and I think they have a goblin big boss there as well, yeah. On the bright side, most of the enemy forces are either exhausted or very tired, so after all this fighting, at least they're matching our ogres in that particular aspect. So we don't have nearly as much of a massive disadvantage as we did when we started. And it looks like the enemy giant river troll hag, and this is not the first time that she's done this, she keeps popping the spirit leech not on our lord, but rather on our saber-tusk packs. It does seem to bring them down, it does force them to waver and run away, and this is not the first time, so seems like a decent use. That said, on the other hand, our tyrant is pretty badly damaged, and a decent amount of spirit leeches probably could have actually killed him, and we're keeping him outside of the fray, but where his command circle, his leadership aura rather, character leadership aura, is getting the vast majority of our units that are still fighting in the center. We're also gathering any units that have fled off, but not off the field, and are just going to gather them up to move them back in once they've rested a little bit, and once the enemies whittled down a little bit further. Keep our mostly, well, not full HP, but our higher HP units fighting, while our very badly damaged that rallied ready as a reserve. Alrighty, more of these damn stone trolls to kill. Hopefully our saber-tusks can manage to overwhelm them by sheer numbers. At the very least, that's a lot more saber-tusks attacking individual models, which is one of the things that makes the ogre bulls not super effective at fighting enemy monstrous infantry, which is kind of ironic, being monstrous infantry themselves. But yeah, they just get in each other's way a lot, and so do they have a difficult time attacking other bigger models. It looks like the enemy trolls fortunately have routed. They're actually 12 out of 16, so they have most of their or they're wavering at the very least. They have most of their models, and there is another stone troll unit here, but they're both starting to be in very bad shape, and now it's time to commit the units that were running away. So the clan rat spears and the two ogre bulls units going to try to hit them in the back and try to force them to rout. We're even going to shortly send in our tyrant to help out as well. Also in the background, as we could probably see, we have saber-tusk packs running around chasing off units that try to rout. But now it's just a matter of trying to kill all of these stone trolls. And actually at this point I'm starting to think that perhaps we can manage to pull this off if we can force these stone trolls to rout. Of course it'll still be very difficult to kill Skarsnik, especially as our forces run out and our iron guts are basically spent. But who knows? Maybe if we kill the rest of his army, he will actually rout. Alrighty, looks like these pump wagons and stone trolls, or at the very least one of the stone trolls, is done for. Pump wagons are hurt, and here comes our lord to try to work on them as well. Stone trolls are going to try to move back into the fray, but Skarsnik appears to now be fighting alone over in the main portion of the battlefield. The balance of power is still in his favor, however, despite the massive disparity in simple number of troops. Yeah, I guess the enemy really values its lords and heroes here, because the River Troll Hag, as well as that Goblin Boss, as well as, of course, Skarsnik himself, they're all still basically at full HP. And we have to somehow bring them down. We completely lack armor piercing with the few units that we have left. I think we have one unit of Iron Guts that's still working, and I just saw an Iron Gut go down as well. Gotta get that last unit of trolls killed, and hopefully those pump wagons. And then try to figure out how we're going to deal with those heroes. Alrighty, well it looks like that last unit of trolls we were talking about is done for. Snotling pump wagons now being attacked, and then it'll be down to 3. 10 units remaining on the enemy side. Man, we really had to work for this, damn. I love it. Absolutely love it. I guess it's a little bit of a preview of the type of battles that we're liable to have once the end game arrives, or once the end game scenario arrives, as I do expect we'll be having to work for our wins quite a lot there as well. And there will probably be losses there as well. There's no guarantee that we can hold back the tide, as it is orcs and dwarfs at the same time. Am I regretting using both the orc and dwarf scenarios at the same time? No, not at all. It should be pretty damn fun. I am regretting spending all of our warp fuel on nukes though, because I was once again thinking that we would have plenty of time to get nukes built up, but now we don't have enough at all. And we will be able to build 2 or 3 by the time the endgame arrives, or the endgame scenario arrives, but still, damn. Anyway, it looks like with those snotling pump wagons, the enemy force is now down to just the 3. And I want to point out that despite the fact that we have 1,100 troops remaining, and the enemy has 3, the balance of power is still in their favor. Mostly because these guys have been fighting Skarsnik for 10 minutes straight, and they've barely done any damage to him. Does he have a regeneration of some sort? Or is he just really tanky somehow? Can't see his HP going up, but maybe he does have a way to regenerate some of his HP via an ability. Oh, he had a potion of healing as well. Hopefully he had, as in hopefully he can't use it again, but I suppose we shall see. I think the goal here is going to now be to ignore Skarsnik while trying to bring out the River Troll Hag, mostly because she's a larger target and more units can attack her at the same time, as well as his Goblin Big Boss, which should be considerably weaker and thus more achievable in terms of killing. Alrighty, come on, you all can do it, hopefully. We are going to be keeping our Tyrant back, who is now at 1600 HP, and yeah, there's no way that we want to get him in here. Looks like another Spirit Leech coming down. I don't know who on this time. Again on our Saber Tusk pack. Interesting. I wonder why the AI specifically always targets the Saber Tusks with it. Maybe because they have a low HP and thus individual models die a lot? I still have a tendency to think it would probably be more effective on our Lord, especially at this point. If they had used it on our Lord, if our Lord had died here, I think the rest of our army would have routed. Speaking of our army routing, we moved a few units in to try to fight the Goblin boss and the Giant River Troll Hag, but it looks like Skarsnik is managing to kill the rest. Damn good job, Skarsnik, damn good job. And our Skaven slave slingers rather, are probably not helping the matter all too much. So rather than having them continue using their range, we're going to move them into melee just to block Skarsnik, essentially. Keep him distracted while we continue trying to work on the River Troll and the Big Boss. Fortunately, it looks like the Big Boss is now wavering, having dropped down to about a quarter or lower of his HP. We're going to charge in those Saber Tusks that were waiting to chase him down in the hopes of finally forcing him to rout. Another Spirit Leech coming down, so the enemy River Troll Hag still had plenty of mana. And I guess one of the unfortunate aspects of this was the fact that Sniven essentially got chased down before he could do anything, so he couldn't really cast. Alrighty, well, it looks like the Big Boss has routed, and we're gonna be down to 2 instead of 3. There you go, Tyrant explodes the boss and his little spider scurries away. Scurries while dodging all of those. I love that zigzag run. I never noticed that units do that. Yeah, it ran in a zigzag to avoid those Saber Tusks. Well done to you. Now it's the same thing to try to go after the Giant River Troll Hag, who has started to hit her healing cap and is also now wavering as well. She's going to pop that Spirit Leech on our Lord, who was at 1600 HP. I don't think that one Spirit Leech will be sufficient to kill him, but it is still very dangerous. We are also going to move him in to try to damage the River Troll Hag, and now he's down to 900 HP. It's a very decent damage from the Spirit Leech. 2 or 3 more and he would have died. Very close, AI, very close. Alrighty, there we go. And it looks like despite wavering, the River Troll Hag wants to try to get a few of those hits on our Lord in the hopes of actually bringing him down. But unfortunately for her, it looks like she goes down instead. Skarsnik is still at half HP here now, and our Lord's at 500, so we definitely can't send him in. I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit. And there we go. Now it's just a simple matter of waiting on Skarsnik's HP to go down. This also takes absolute ages, so I'm going to keep this sped up at least until he moves into light or something, because frankly, probably not super interesting watching them hit Skarsnik for a billion years. 18 minutes. This is definitely the longest battle in this campaign so far. And it looks like Skarsnik has finally shattered, just being surrounded by all that. Ooh. It was very, very close, wasn't it? I mean, all of our units that are left on the field are very badly damaged. It was down to our Lord surviving, as well as our units not running off the field. I mean, several did, but the ones that remained. Damn. I'm just checking for regeneration. It doesn't look like he has any. Well, I guess he's just really tanky. And now we're going to have to try to kill him here as well. We definitely don't want him coming back. That's absolutely the case here. Even if a decent amount of his army survives, we don't want to be fighting him again for at least a few turns, at least not with this army. I'm sure a full, proper Skaven stack can take care of him just fine, with like Jezzails or something like that, but if the Ogres have to fight him again, then it's not gonna go so well. Well, we got a Pyrrhic victory, and I'm very happy with that. I wasn't planning or expecting on winning the battle. More importantly, though, or unfortunately, besides Skarsnik, I believe was another army, who he chose not to attack with. What that likely means is unless they keep recruiting, they might attack these ogres again, and they will not be able to do anything with the tiny amount of forces they have left. Still, this was very worthwhile, and we do have a clan rat, we do have a Skaven stack nearby to capitalize on this situation, and let's find out if the ogres get to eat another day or not. Damn, Skarsnik was an absolute beast. 30,000 damage, and I swear it took basically 20 minutes to just bring him down. Pretty crazy. I'm very impressed in how many ogres it took to get a little gobbo killed. All you had to do was stomp him, but apparently that was too difficult. Anyway, looks like Sniven survived. Not that we really care about Sniven surviving, mind you, and we did get 20 food out of it. Once again, I wasn't really expecting to win this one, so it is a nice bonus having won it. So let's sell them off. We will need lots and lots of money. These guys are going to attack again, but I don't think we want to fight this. What will happen if we back Sniven off, is my question. They'd Yeah, there's no way we kill the giant, and these guys are very badly hurt. And once again, I don't actually care about Sniven dying. So if these guys run after Sniven and waste their time, rather than taking the settlement, it might be a good thing. You retreat, and let's see if they can go after you again. They will go after you, but after the settlement, instead of just Sniven being drawn out. A little bit unfortunate. I guess we want to fight this. Alright, let's manually fight this super quick. All these units are dead, no doubt about that. But the thing is, we might be able to kill a few of the enemy units, so yeah, let's fight it. I'm just gonna speed through it super quickly. Our units are far too badly damaged, and they're still in march stance after all, and there's just no way that anything here will be able to bring down the giant. They couldn't bring down Skarsnik. There's no way they're bringing a giant down. Or any of the heroes, most likely. But hey, a few of the Gobbo units may be killable for our Saber Tusks. Once again, this isn't our army, so we don't really care about their deaths either. Alrighty, and we're going to back up here. I should have just taken the battle with Sniven. At least he could have cast a few things. Start battle, go. Max out the speed. You guys, I want you to blob up, all of you ogres. In fact, let's slow it back down to normal speed and do something like this. And then you can be a separate ogre unit. You can, honestly, you two can probably be all. They'll probably rout fairly quickly. We want our fast movers in separate blobs, so let's say here and here. Our lord needs to stay back and not really fight. Ogres moving in, good. And then we need the clan rats out front like so. You guys go here, please. We need the range units here, and damn, the enemy is getting to us relatively quickly. I want you back here with this other unit of clan rats. I want you... I'll speed it up after we have everything set up here. Get a couple clan rat. You know what? Get the slaves. Ooh, smashing those spells into the mountain. Waste. Alright, you guys go back here. You guys back here, please. Ooh, actually, if you could distract those night goblins, we could charge you in. Alright, like so. Minus you. You stay back here. Alright, the rest of you, minus the slingers, be group 2. And then move here. And, oh damn, they're actually going to try to move in to reinforce that. Okay, fine. And it looks like we will, well, actually, maybe. Alright, you guys, go after those snotling pump wagons, please. Okay, looks like they want to fight on this side, that's fine. That is fine. Just feed those units into the meat grinder, please. Let's send a couple of units here, and a couple of ogres here as well to help against those pump wagons. In fact, our lord could probably help out as well. Everybody else, ungroup yourself. And we will have to get away before those stone trolls attack us. Mostly we're just looking at units that we could possibly maybe kill. And, oh damn. Yeah, the problem is the saber tusks are now all in rampage, which is not going to be so good. Summoning the clan rats to try to distract the enemy and get a few of those shots in. Let's get the ranged units attacking from the sides here. And we'll just have to hope that... Oh damn, get away from those trolls. They'll kill you. Yeah, with them all in rampage, they ain't chasing anybody down. I was hoping that at least one of the enemy troops would break. And then we'd be able to do something about it. Oh, keep fighting. And we'll speed it up again in a few. You stay here for now. And by you, I mean the Lord. Oh look, a few clan rats came back. All of you go after that night goblin unit. Oh damn, the trolls are gonna run out and help them, I take it. Alright, I'll speed it up to max. And maybe the squig hoppers will die at least. Oh, our lord will die. Ah, why is he by himself here? No. As soon as he dies, everybody's gonna rout. Oh, another saber tusks. You move out and try to go after that snotling pump wagon. You run in here. Yeah, all of you after the pump wagons. Alright, how we doing here? Well, those night goblins might be dead. You try to focus on those trolls, who apparently are really good at not being distracted. Damn AI and its ability to do that. You, just try to get away. Take down that snotling pump wagon, come on. Make this easier for us. For the rest of this. Maybe it'll die, maybe it won't, you keep running. Alright, how we doing otherwise? And we can't even chase down the night goblin squig hoppers. Can't chase them down because our units are in rampage. The giants in the main blob, well, we definitely can't do anything about that, but you can keep killing night goblins and summon another unit of rats on top of this unit of ranged units as well. And damn it, the snotling pump wagon did indeed survive. Oh well. Hey, there you saber tusks came back, but then you somehow exploded. Not entirely sure what happened to you, but I suppose it doesn't matter that much. And hey, look, the snotling pump wagons have come back. Chase them down. Skarsnik really should have attacked the first army with both of these armies rather than just the one. Would have done a lot better. And kill these squig hoppers. And you guys kill. And we managed to get those snotling pump wagons. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And go chase that around. Our lord will break shortly, I'm sure. Ah, there it is. Damn. Probably could have killed one more unit if that clan rat summon went through. How many turns did we have left on this borrowed army? 3, 4? I think it was 4, and then we ended the turn, it was 3, so... And not all that much either way. Yeah, we managed to get we came close to getting that third unit, but I guess killing random units was essentially the goal of fighting Skarsnik's army, and before. I really don't think Sniven could have helped us here either. They might even be able to attack Sniven now, depending on what they do here with Barrack de Wazbag. I thought they would take... Well, I guess now they're gonna sack it because there is a full stack of ours right beside them. So they have to have the ability to run away or they'll get destroyed. Which is probably gonna happen right now anyway. Alrighty, what do we have here? Scalpo Scuttle. I have no idea who you are, but if you're one of the important ones, Just in case you're one of the important ones, I guess we gotta give you money so you don't run away. And Snikitch, I also don't agree who you are. Alright, and what is this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Sniven. Okay, we know who Sniven is, and this is a different Sniven. We could give him loyalty just so we can steal his items away from him, and then... He's currently at, what, 3? Yeah, that's fine. Fight madness with madness. And, oh, for the love of... Shurft, Oh, you're just a oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, no, yeah, you definitely need loyalty. You're recruiting our storm vermin. I didn't even realize you had no loyalty, my bad. Shife. Ah, damn, you suffer attrition now? That is not as good. Wait. Why would Shife... Well, I guess he's in a relatively safe position, so the one turn of attrition won't make that much of a difference for him anyway. But I didn't realize his loyalty could drop that low. I'm not entirely sure why. Huh. Shife, the guy that's won like 10 battles in a row, has low loyalty. Odd, but sure. Alrighty, ally begins outpost care. Hey, free money. Settlement sacked Ashridge Mountains. That's fine. We knew that was going to happen. Barrack de Wazbag. We knew that was going to happen. Ashridge Mountains lost. Shife's ambush was foiled. Maybe that's why his loyalty dropped. Sniffin now has the defeated Skarsnik trait, though I'm sure we'll be getting plenty more lords with that particular trait. A bell polisher on Slicen. Oh, Slicen's the guys that we've been keeping here specifically to get this, and we got a bell polisher on Mutant. I gotta remember where those are, though. Hey, a second caravan, nice. Loyalty low, Shife. Yeah, thanks, game, thanks. Could've done that last time. And more bell polishers. I don't know who Titchit is, but I do know who Queek is, so we're getting him on the field ASAP. Loyal again, loyalty crisis averted. Undercity established in Carrick Dromar. Probably doesn't really matter that much. Oh, damn. I forgot to check these things, but considering we're not at war with Vlad, I suppose they don't matter that much anymore. Well, they will, but not this turn. Settlement receives Plague, Iron, Rock. Oh, great. More of that stupid Skaven Plague. Well, we probably shouldn't even go into Barrack de Wazbek. Oh, and if we attack Ublug here, Obside will take the Plague. You know what? Here's what we'll do. Oh, are you kidding me? You can't reach this? Yeah, that's stupid. That's fine, though. Skarsnik's army is dead. Obside should be able to kill these armies. What we'll do is have Sniven attack them, and then Obside reinforce, because I think when you do it that way, you can't take the Plague. But unfortunately, we're going to have to try that method next time around, because, oh, there's a Thorek here. Huh. Maybe something for Morphific to do, if he's actually willing to fight us. I do have to wonder what's actually in his army, but that's a really great buff to pick up on Lords. Alrighty, well, that's also something that we'll have to do next time. There's lots of stuff to build, there's lots of stuff to make preparations for the recruitment of our 3 armies here to defend. We also have Chargelock, who is heading out to Erengrad, hopefully faster than our quote-unquote allies can steal it away from us. We have the... we have to get Ikit out to probably, once again, the Massive Orcal, under the assumption that we can hopefully defend against everything else. So basically, lots and lots of stuff to do. Hopefully the destruction of the last of the armies of the Crooked Moon, so stay tuned for that. And also, hopefully, the destruction of the Cult of Sigmar for good, as Corpable and Shife are both poised to take their last 2 settlements. So stay tuned for more ads. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.